Did you know that Marvel is known for being meticulous in their movies, adding so many details and callbacks that many people miss? So let me share a few of them with you, as I have compiled 10 Marvel movie details you might have missed. In the ending of Loki, before Loki sacrifices himself to keep the multiverse safe, he says his last line.
I know what kind of god I need to be. For you. For all of us.
But did you know that this is actually a reference to the same speech he gave back in Thor?
I could have done it, Father! For you! For all of us!
Why does Stormbreaker seem to get jealous of Mjolnir?
Hey, there you are!
In Thor Love and Thunder, when Mjolnir is reunited with Thor and Thor tries to get it back, there are multiple scenes that make it seem like Stormbreaker is jealous of Mjolnir. But how can this be if Stormbreaker doesn't have any consciousness? Well, when Thor was creating Stormbreaker, the handle was missing, so young Groot cut off his arm to make the handle. And because we know that Groot can sprout from a single twig like in Guardians of the Galaxy, it could be that Groot was essentially fused with Stormbreaker, and the same rebellious traits Groot has were also transferred to Stormbreaker. In Avengers Endgame, there's a plot hole where the Ancient One says this.
Remove one of the stones, and that close splits. Without our chief weapon against the forces of darkness, our world would be overrun. Millions will suffer.
But how did Thanos manage to destroy the stones without any universal consequences?
He used the stones to destroy the stones.
Well, this is because Thanos didn't actually destroy the stones, but just reduced them to atoms.
Gone. Reduced to atoms.
And remember what Shuri said when she inspected the Mind Stone?
The structure is polymorphic.
She said that the stone is polymorphic, and polymorphic means that it can change its form. So that means when Thanos destroyed the stones, they weren't gone. They were still there, just in atomized form.
Inevitable.
In Captain America Civil War, when Spider-Man and Cap are fighting, Peter says that Cap's weakness is his leg.
He also said to go for your legs.
This is because his salad plate can't cover his full body. And in Endgame, when Thanos is fighting Cap, Thanos manages to defeat Cap after he attacks him in the leg. This shows how great of a fighter Thanos is, being able to spot his enemy's weak points and use it against him. In Captain America Civil War, during the airport battle, Wanda manages to defeat Iron Man by throwing cars at him. This is because Iron Man has a hard time with quick maneuverability, since the only way for him to throttle left and right is with his hands. So in Infinity War, after he created the nanotech suit, he included a feature to have a separate thruster on his back, allowing him to use his hands more freely. In Captain America Civil War, when Spider-Man and Captain America are fighting, Peter says this to Cap.
Stark tell you anything else?
That you're wrong, you think you're right, it makes you dangerous.
Guess you had a point.
Coincidentally, this can also apply to Thanos, since he thought that his idea to save the universe was right, and because of that, it's what made him dangerous. In Captain America Civil War, during the scene where Tony is recruiting Peter, he says this about him stopping a car.
Look at you go. Wow, nice catch. 3,000 pounds, 40 miles an hour. It's not easy.
He mentions that it's not easy, since he also tried to do it in Iron Man 1 and got absolutely wrecked. Why didn't Banner die in Thor Ragnarok after he jumped off the ship and failed to transform? This is because whenever Bruce's life is in danger, Hulk senses it and essentially activates his super healing immediately to save Bruce. That's why in the Avengers movie, he says that he tried to eat a bullet, but Hulk saved him.
I put a bullet in my mouth and the other guy spit it out.
In Avengers Endgame, after Tony snaps, notice that Thanos doesn't put up any final struggle and just quietly sits down after realizing what happened. This actually ties back to what he said in Infinity War about losing.
I know what it's like to lose. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly.
So essentially, he sits down because his legs turn to jelly. Why didn't the past Thor notice that his hammer was missing when Fat Thor summoned it? In Avengers Endgame, after Thor and Rocket travel back to the past, Thor summons and brings back Mjolnir with him to the present. But why didn't past Thor notice it? Well, this is because after the final battle, Cap travels back in time to return the stones and also Mjolnir. So, from the past point of view, Mjolnir was returned at the same time it was taken, making it seem like it never left at all.